What's the best anime you ever watched? Dragon Ball Z. I can remember my cousin Chad, and I used to watch it all the time. Every week it would come on a new episode when it was new. I can remember when Goku became Super Saiyan for the first time, and when his son Gohan outpranked him by reaching Super Saiyan level to before his dad did. Cell series. He last episode him, and I watched together. Boo was just defeated, and the tournament for the world's best fighters. And a dark-skinned boy named Oob entered, and Goku knew it was Boo reformed as a boy. I don't know how that fight went down. Dessert, not the 2010s remake. These I have watched. The story is top-notch. The evolution of the characters as they gradually change throughout is impeccable. And the ending is such a shock as someone who knew nothing about the show. I expected it to end with the group achieving their goals and it being happy, or at least Guts being happy. But as it got further and further and things were looking bleak, the entire narrative switches to the most chaotic and visually insane ending possible. So many opinions. So many choices to choose from. It's clear there's no definitive winner, and the answer is completely subjective. I doubt you have time to watch all of the anime mentioned in this thread. What I suggest is you pick a few that you think sounds interesting, and watch some clips from the anime on YouTube. That's how I stumbled upon my favorite anime, Your Lie in April. Heck, even just watching the opening is sometimes convincing enough. Shigeru Death Frenzy. Definitely not for everyone, but just such a masterful piece of art. In my opinion, incredible characters. The story feels like an actual myth you would hear from a sage at temple. And the art style is great for me. Obscenely violent and has some upsetting themes, but something to be experienced at least once. I watch it every few years just to experience it again. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Samurai Champloo and Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Those three are just something else above the rest for me. Then you have the classics Naruto, DBZ, which didn't age so good, IMO Inuyasha, Saint Seiya, Bleach. Some new animes are great. You can search top 100 animes of all history, and mostly all of them should be good. Damn. It will be a boring answer, but truth most of the time is Steins Gate. Really many anime I enjoy pretty much the same for one reason or another, and there are definitely animes I prefer to rewatch. Overall, Steins Gate is just the most plain perfect, adapt to everyone, and they say the visual novel is even better. I rewatch Darling in the Franxx and Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai annually. Rascal Does Not Dream also has 3 films after the series. Solo Leveling, I just finished the season 1 finale over the weekend, and is probably one of the better new series I've watched. They already confirmed season 2 as well. Try a Game Ga Kill, The Promised Neverland, Future Diary, Psychopaths, Parasite, ReZero, Doctor, 7 Deadly Sins watching currently, Kakegurui, Moriarty the Patriot. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated into another world as an assassin. Erased, Tomodachi Game, Steins Gate, Odd Taxi. In my opinion, it is One Piece. I just love the story too much to not put it on the first place. Acta the anime lacks in some sections compared to the manga. Other contenders: Steins Gate, Samurai Champloo, Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Naruto, Kuroko no Basket, Pacific Rim the Black. Just throwing this out there. It's pretty far up my list of favorites, and currently rewatching it. Love how they built upon the movies, but still had their own world building and idea. I would have loved all 3 more seasons. It was so fun but so short. Ghost in Shell. Here is a song from YouTube that has memorable scenes of the animated version of the manga, King of My Castle Wondu Project. I will always say Inuyasha because it was my starter anime from staying up way too late on a school night. I will say Solo Leveling is one of those animes I do get really excited every week for, but it's too soon to say if it's in my top faves. I'm not an anime person, I don't know shit about THT, but I was so tempted when my friend told me about one which made him sob to death. And I was craving for hard taste TVTs. I watch I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, it's a film, but damn good. I try to mention one I haven't seen here by scrolling down. Division of Escaflown. I really enjoyed it and I never see it getting mentioned. Has some really cool mech action if you like giant robots battling with swords XD. I suppose Sailor Moon. I watched it when I was a kid. I never watched anime, but later learned that Sailor Moon would be considered anime. I'm not sure what makes something anime. I assume it's more than just being a cartoon. Cowboy Bebop is a classic. And I enjoyed Samurai Champloo made by the same creators. Recently, toss-up between Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen just for the craziness. Chainsaw Man has my favorite theme in any anime so far. A very tough one, but two recent ones that were among the best I've ever seen are Blue Eye Samurai and Frieren at Journey's End, the latter being the better of the two. But both are fantastic. I love all Ghibli movies and Satoshi Kon movies. But when it comes to shows, Odd Taxi really surprised me. It's very different from everything else I've seen, and in a good way. Not sure if it counts since it's Chinese, but Link Click is absolutely amazing. Easily the best show in general I've seen. So many good cliffhangers and plot twists as well. FMA Brotherhood, the Monogatari series Bakemonogatari, Nisamonogatari, etc. Bungo Stray Dogs, Black Clover, Sksholic, and my personal favorite are in High School Host Club. JoJo's is really good. Probably the best I've seen. But I love Death Note too. If the Tokyo Ghoul anime followed the manga more closely, that would probably be my favorite. Samurai Champloo is the GOAT. It's just 26 episodes, telling a complete story arc. As bloody and violent as it is emotionally touching, and absolutely hilarious too. A tough debate between Sao, Darling in the Franxx, and Violet Evergarden. And many more. I can't choose the best. They are all worth watching if you enjoy the genre. SpongeBob SquarePants, hands down the most emotional and thought-provoking anime of our generation. Who knew a sponge could teach us so much about life? I will give my top 4. I haven't watched anime for a long time, but these are my favorites. 1. One Piece. 2. Chainsaw Man. 3. 5 Force. 4. Black Clover. Shingeki no Kyojin. I needed to go back in time and manipulate my father into ruining his NFL career so he can have me wreaking havoc here on Reddit. TBH, I know it's icky. At Love Hina, it actually has a depth to the characters and romantic situations I don't think you'd find in many eki anime. Steins Gate, Future Diary, Death Parade. I love these kind of anime. I love mainstream anime too, but I just hate fanbase of popular mainstream anime. Lovely Complex, Attack on Titan, Death Note, Aria, Non Non Biyori, Shinsekai Yuri, Toradora, Haikyuu, and recently, Frieren and Dangers in My Heart. I'm basic. Out is one of my favorites, but I would agree I need to venture out more. If anyone has any recommendations, please feel free to tell me. The one with the octopus. I had dicks for arms, and was just going around windmilling hoes for street cred. He didn't actually love any of them. One Punch Man. Seriously. Try watching it with a group of friends and see if you can make it through an episode without laughing or cheering. Parasite the Maxim is an excellent, thought-provoking sci-fi horror anime that tells a complete story in its 24 episodes. Well worth a watch. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. There is no anime I've seen better or more tightly written. No fat and no filler, just an amazing anime. I'm not a big anime fan. I have only ever watched like 3 animes, Pokemon, Inazuma 11, and Beyblade. My favorite was Inazuma 11. Frieren Beyond Journeys and just finished its first season. One of the best anime of all time IMO. Boki the Rock is also a good one. DTW, if you're starting read manga too as an avid anime lover. Once I started reading manga, there's no turning back to anime tbh. Pala Meiji Madoka Magica. Great anime. Not the greatest, but I got some sympathy for the protagonist not talking about Madoka. Probably Ghost in a Shell Sack, Tears are Akira. Vinland Saga. Evangelion. Early Ghibli. Or anything by Yoshiaki Kawajiri. Try Gurren Lagann. Not a lot of people talk about it, and the animation was ahead of its time for being released in 2007. Hunter x Hunter is my favorite anime to date. I like the character, the world, and especially the PAL system and fights. I only watched 2, and that was when I was a toddler. I find the cartoony animation a little creepy now at my age of 25. 86. Got a great adaptation from its light novel. Definitely worth to watch if you are into mecha and military. Black Lagoon needs a mention. The best of all time though IMO is Cowboy Bebop, but it's been mentioned already. Tshiji Yugi, when I was a kid, but seriously, Yamato Nadeshiko is the best. It's basically my childhood. Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga. 86. And Mushoku Tensei are my top 4, but where exactly I would rank them. I thought we would all agree that it's Berserk, but I hadn't seen any comment mentioning this masterpiece. Well, best would imply favorite, so I'd have to say Eureka 7. Skip the sequel. It's absolute trash. Or Monogatari, such a wholesome rom-com. Cyberpunk Edge Runners destroyed me. My dress-up darling.